On this episode of China Uncensored, this African country now knows what it feels like to get owned by the Chinese Communist Party. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. Zambia is a landlocked country in southern Africa, and it's poised to be the next African country to fall prey to the Chinese Communist Party's predatory lending practices. The news service Face to Face Africa gets straight to the point, asking, is Zambia Africa's first casualty in China's takeover after defaulting on loan payment? Well, technically it's not the first. Don't forget about Djibouti. But it could very well be the next, and it's all happening under the radar. According to Africa Confidential, Zambia can't afford to pay back its multi-billion-dollar loans to China, and so there are secret talks going on between Chinese and Zambian leaders to hand over the country's biggest energy producer. The report says the state electricity company ZESCO is already in talks about a takeover by a Chinese company. ZESCO supplies electricity to about 80% of households in Zambia. So signing away control of a strategic national asset is a big deal. But it doesn't end there. The same report also revealed that Zambia is poised to hand over the Lusaka International Airport to China. That's in addition to all the Zambian copper, nickel, and cobalt mines that are already run by Chinese companies. And Zambia's state-owned TV and radio news channel, ZNBC, is already 60% Chinese-owned, which might explain why you see lots of news reports lately about Zambia-China friendship, but not so many reports about all those Chinese takeovers. Of course, a Zambian government spokesperson has gone into denial mode, saying that all stories relating to the sale or takeover of public assets by China are false. But investigative reporters from Africa Confidential say Zambia is getting owned by the Chinese Communist Party, literally. Africa Confidential also warned that the long-term outcome could be effective Chinese ownership of the commanding heights of the economy and potentially the biggest loss of national sovereignty since they gained independence in 1964. Another term for this whole thing is simply debt trap.
More of Africa finds itself in China's debt.
China is saddling the partner countries with crippling debt.
Saddling Africa with unsustainable debt.